So, first off, just another, I think, great team win. We're not winning on offense. We're not winning on defense. We are winning collectively as a team right now. Offensively, I thought the play of the O-line, rushing the ball for almost 200 yards. We threw the ball well. Ja'Cory had a big game for us. Kenneth played well. I thought Sam played really well. Defensively, we created turnovers. We limited the rushing attack. Again, Skiba and Jack Crane continued to do a great job kicking for us. Winning the turnover margin really took this from a close game to not a close game. The pick six, gave us a nice little lead there. And I really like the way that, we handled time of possession today. That's not usually a forte of ours, but to be able to get a lead and change how we play and keep our defense off the field. I certainly give credit to Syracuse. I don't think those kids have any quit in them, and they continued to play hard and battle and score at the end. So again, proud of our team, the way we handled the travel, the protocols, the first flight. And now we get a chance to heal up, get healthy, recharge the batteries. And certainly we finish with a tough stretch starting at Chapel Hill in 2 weeks.
Dave, can you talk a little bit about the running game and how much pressure it really takes off Sam when that thing is working? I mean, it just seems like he has a lot of time to throw because they're looking for the run.
Yeah, I mean, Syracuse came out a little bit different against us. They're normally a blitzing team, and they put a lot of stress on their secondary. And I think their thought against us, at least initially, was bend but don't break, and then try to pressure us on third down. And, they kind of, a lot of the RPOs that dictated that we were running the ball, but we were running it well. We were moving the chains, getting first downs, controlling field position. And it's great to see that we can be forced to play that way and still be successful. So now then once we got a lead, they pressured us a little bit more. But again, we won the time of possession by 12 and a half minutes. We don't do that too often here.
Hey, Dave, given the way that you guys played, did you feel that maybe you had left a little bit of points on the board in the first half?
Yeah. I thought the 7 we gave them was a result of not converting a 3rd and 1, giving up a big punt return, and then cutting a guy loose. So it was just an awful sequence for us that started by not converting in a coming out situation. And then when we got the ball back right before the half and didn't get points out of it, that was really disappointing.
Dave, we talked earlier in the month about how this was a unique season and you didn't really know that much about this team. Now that you're through October, 4-0 in the month, and wondering how much you feel like you do have a grasp of this team's identity right now.
I think much better. I think this is a team that's capable of finding different ways to win. We were involved in a shootout at NC State, and then, I think the last 3 weeks, we're not winning games 50-45, and we're not winning games 13-3. We're more in those mid-scoring games, that it's nice to know we don't have to score 40 points to win, which hasn't been the case the last 2 years. So we're really improved on defense. I give a lot of credit to our defensive players and our defensive staff that when times got tough, they toughened up.
Is that the ideal scenario for you? Do you want that balance? You don't want the high scoring that you had to go to the last couple of years?
Oh, Connor, I just want to win. Really, I think every year is different. In some years, you might be older on offense and younger on defense, and other years it may be flipped. And, I expected us to be better on defense this year just because of all the guys that we returned up front. And we got off to a little bit of a slow start, and we adjusted and we've changed some things. I'm really happy with how we're developing on offense with 9 new starters. I think when we have to throw it, we throw it. When we have to run it, we've been able to run it. And that's a sign of a good team, that you can find different ways to win, high scoring, low scoring, but also the ability to run the ball or throw the ball. That I think right now we're hard to cheat against. You can't just say, hey, they're going to throw it, ignore the running game, or load up the box. They can't throw it. We've got a really good balance going right now, and the challenge is going to be to keep that.
Dave, you mentioned earlier about the challenge of it's hard to play at the Carrier Dome. I imagine it's a little easier when there's nobody there. Was that kind of strange playing like in a tin can, or what was that like?
Yeah, honestly, John, I've said this before. Once the game starts, I really don't notice. That they played sound here and it vibrated off the walls, and certainly the issues of snap counts on third down weren't as much of an issue as they traditionally are. But it's once the game goes, you're just so into the game.
How did Corey get wide open for that 80-yard touchdown catch? And what do you think of the throw and scramble that Sam Hartman was able to pull off to get that ball to him?
I mean, that was a big play because, again, you said it. We came out of the half a little bit disappointed we didn't have more points on the board. And I believe that play was on a 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 9. So you go from being 3 and out and punting them the ball, and now they can make it a 1-score game. And, I got to watch the film, but we worked a little switch release there, and I'm sure they got crossed up, and we were screaming, he's open, and just kind of hoped he could buy enough time to get the ball out there.
Coach, you have the balance on offense, but on defense, it seems like it's a different guy every game that steps up to make big plays. How impressed are you with your defense, or how well they're playing the last 3 games?
Right now, we're playing really well. We've stepped up. Our front's playing well. I thought we controlled the line of scrimmage. We're active in the back end in the secondary. And I just think you get better collectively when individuals get better. And there's a lot of individuals right now that are getting better.
Dave, what has Gavin Holmes showed that it looked like he was out there more on the outside corner, and that let you put Jasir in the slot? Is that Gavin's growth, and then he gets the reward with the pick 6 there in the 3rd quarter?
Yeah, I mean, Connor, they were running a lot of what we call 10 personnel, or either in 0-0 personnel. So they were playing a lot of the game without a tight end, and at times without a tight end or a back. And so we wanted to get some extra DBs out there and get 3 corners. And when you do that, it gives you the ability to play man and zone. And Gavin's development is allowing us to do that.
Dave, Boogie didn't have a tackle for loss today, ending his 23-game streak. He still looked like he was all smiles on the sideline. What did he contribute to the game aside from not really doing anything statistically?
Well, I just think Boogie's presence out there, people have to account for him. I don't think anybody goes into the game without saying, hey, that number 9 on Wake Forest defense, he's a problem. And so, I think at times people don't want to run it at him, or, they want to slide the protection to him, and that opens up opportunities for other guys to make plays.
Dave, did you get your run in this morning, or how'd that work?
I didn't. I got up and I did a little bit of elliptical. So thanks for your concern.
I don't want to break
that's I went for a run last year before the game, and that didn't work out too well. So maybe the changeup was good.
So you're going to
might let you run around the stadium.
Never run.
I'm sorry?
They might let you run around the stadium now. Like, we got 15, 20 minutes of player interviews, right? You can go up and do some laps.
I think my step count for today is already at 31,000, so I'm probably pretty good.
What's the mentality as you head into the off week next week?
That we need to rest up, recharge the batteries, get healthy, but also not lose the edge and the consistency that we're playing with.
Do you have any initial reports on Gavin and Jaquez?
We'll probably find out tomorrow or Monday.
Dave, it's strange. You've had so many bye weeks. Is this going to be almost routine now that you get to, kind of have another one and, figure it all out?
It's a little different. We've played 3 consecutive games. So this feels like, hey, a bye week's coming. But, again, the Notre Dame game getting canceled and pushed back kind of changed everything up for us. So, it is what it is. We'll make the best of it. I'm hoping that we can get, whether it's Nasir Greer or Luke Masterson or Kobe Davis or some of those guys back. And if we can get those guys back in 2 weeks, then this is a well-timed break for us. You guys good? All right. Thank you all, and enjoy your evening, and see you on Wednesday or Tuesday, right?
Happy Halloween.
You too.